If you have ever avoided group photographs because you don't like how you look, or if you've taken like 1,000 selfies to get one decent picture, or if you've hid behind oversized clothes, all the while wondering how the girls on Instagram look so effortlessly beautiful, bestie, you are not alone. I have been there more times than I can count. And let me tell you, the beauty standards of all of this are getting kind of insane. A lot of good looking people have had at least some sort of work done. But what I recently found out is that a lot of them haven't gotten any work done. There's this woman that I follow on Instagram with the most gorgeous skin. She has achieved it only through skincare. So here is what nobody is telling us. The women who wake up looking like that, they are running a system stack that honestly just gets lost in all of this social media nonsense. There is so much content out there. So after years of trial and error and after a whole lot of researching, I think I finally cracked the system. And you guys seem to have noticed it too. There are comments that my face is more snatched, my skin is clearer, even my body is more toned. All of this because of 8 things that actually move the needle. And in the next 15 minutes, I'm gonna give you all of them. And this is not gonna have anything to do with beauty treatments. Also, I'm not gonna give you the traditional advice of drink water, sleep more, and strength train, because that is the bare minimum. If you're not doing that, you should not be watching this video. So if you are ready to look your absolute best and glow up so hard that your group chat starts charging admission fee, let's get into it. Step number 1 is lymphatic drainage. Your lymphatic system is basically the body's drainage network. It clears waste and inflammation from your tissues and fluid. And unlike your blood, which has the heart pumping it 24/7, your lymph has no pump. Your lymphatic system has no pump. It only moves when you move it. So when you've been sleeping for hours, fluid pools in your face overnight. When you sit at a desk for 9 hours straight, it stagnates around your jaw. When you eat salty restaurant food, it bloats your features for 2 days straight. The puffiness, the dullness, that thakan wali shakal, most of it is sluggish lymphatic drainage. And the easiest way to look more snatched, and something that I have been doing regularly for the past 12 weeks now, is just to regularly drain your lymphatic system. And it's not very difficult to do. The first way to drain it is through movement. Your muscles are the lymph pump. Every time you move and your muscles contract, every contraction squeezes fluid through the vessels and it helps drain your lymphatic system. Athletes look the way they do partly because their lymphatic systems are working for 6 hours a day. So half of your problems can be solved if you just move every single day. Walking is the easiest thing to do in the world. But if you want to go a step further, consider adding exercises like jumping and yoga inversions like downward dog, for instance, because they help drain that fluid further through the use of force and gravity. Second is hydration. Drink water with a pinch of pink salt first thing in the morning. Lymph fluid is essentially 95% water. And overnight dehydration is one of the key reasons why your face is held hostage by yesterday's dehydration, yesterday's salt. So if you hydrate yourself properly every single day, a lot of this drainage happens automatically. The next thing you can do is deep diaphragmatic breathing. Your diaphragm is the second biggest lymph pump in the body after your muscles. So 10 deep belly breaths every single day move more fluid than you would think. And if you do it right in the morning, you are done and dusted before you even started work. The fourth way, and my personal favorite, is getting professional body work, aka massages. Once a month to start with, and then twice a month is absolute best. I have a Didi from Urban Company who I absolutely love. She comes, does it twice a month, and it is an absolute game changer for lymphatic drainage, for a lot of other things too, but also for this. There's a reason that celebs, athletes get this done on a weekly basis. And finally, you have your daily rituals, which I think get blown out of proportion on social media. So things like a lymph draining massage on your own, which takes about 5 minutes, or doing the facial gua sha every single day. I personally do like to do gua sha couple of times a week. I've been doing it more regularly recently because I like the ritual of it. But if you are doing all of the other things on the list, this is the step that comes the last, honestly, right? You do it because it makes you feel good, but it's not going to make an insane difference if you're not doing anything else. You need a mix and match of all of these things to have the most effective lymph function. Just do it for 1 month and experiment, and the difference you see will make you want to continue to do it every single day. Speaking from experience. Coming to tip number 2, eat your colors. The right plate of food in every single meal will do what most serums are pretending to do. There's this doctor, Dr. Ian Stephen at the University of St. Andrews, and he ran a series of studies from 2011 to 2015. The findings in every single study were the same. Eating carotenoid-rich fruits and vegetables changes your skin's undertone to have a golden glow within just 4 to 6 weeks of doing this. And all the participants consistently rated this glow as a lot more attractive than maybe doing a suntan or doing like a bronzed look. So carotenoids are basically these components that deposit directly into your skin cells, the keratinocyte cells, and they literally shift your color from the inside. And the best part is that carotenoid stack is the entire Indian Sabzi rotation. So carrots, tomatoes, papaya, mangoes, sweet potatoes, palak, methi, pumpkin, capsicum. I eat carrots, tomatoes, and capsicum, I think, almost every single day. Mangoes in the summer, obviously, palak, methi, and pumpkin in the winter. So if you want your skin to glow from the inside, you want to eat one portion of orange, red, or dark green produce at every meal. This also takes care of your fiber intake, and you always want to pair it with fat, some sort of fat, right? So ghee, olive oil, nuts, paneer, avocado. Carotenoids are fat soluble. So if you eat just dry raw carrots, that's wasted glow. It's mostly fiber, but it's not really doing anything for the carotene deposits in your skin. And once you start doing this every single day in every single meal, in just 4 to 6 weeks, you will see a massive difference in how your skin looks. It will blow your mind. Make sure you take before and after photos because you are not prepared for the glow. Also, a word of caution, do not overdo it to the point of carotenemia because your palms can turn orange if you eat like 10 carrots every single day. Don't be that girl, right? The aim is variety over volume. Coming to tip number 3, and one of my favorite tips on this list is retinoids, which is God's gift to skincare. The skincare industry has 4,000 hero ingredients, but only 6 or 5 that actually work. Retinoids are the ones with the most clinical evidence. Not vitamin C, not peptides, not whatever your favorite skincare influencer is paid to recommend every single week. Retinoids. Topical retinol stimulates collagen synthesis in your skin. It increases the thickness of your skin, the epidermis. It accelerates cell turnover, and it blocks something called matrix metalloproteinases, the enzymes that break down the collagen that you already have. A 2025 meta-analysis in scientific reports covering 23 randomized controlled trials and over 3,900 participants ranked tretinoin and retinol as top performers across hyperpigmentation, skin texture, acne, wrinkles. No other over-the-counter active comes this close. Now, I personally started using adapalene this very year, which is a form of retinoid, and it is used specifically for acne-prone skin. And the difference in my skin has been insane. The clarity that you see on my skin is because of using adapalene. So I used to have closed comedones, small recurring acne, and persistent acne marks from hormonal acne because of PCOS. By the way, PCOS also got a new name. It is now PMOS, but we'll talk about that in another video. Now, almost all of that is gone. This is the clearest my skin has ever been, ever. But, and there's a huge but here, you cannot start proper retinoids without a dermatologist prescription. And you should not do that either because a lot of people try to game the system and they apply retinoids incorrectly and they end up wrecking their skin. It is a very, very potent ingredient. You should not do it without supervision. Now, most branded retinols that are available in the market, which are like very, very mild versions of retinoids, they are fairly safe to start with. But if you have sensitive skin, if you have something like rosacea, eczema, even that can be too much. They are very low concentration. So if somebody does not have very sensitive skin, they are probably safe to start with. But even then, I would recommend that you do consult a dermatologist before you go on a retinoid prescription. And there are also caveats as to who should be using it and who should not. So if you are in your mid-20s, I think that's like a good period to start with your retinoid use because collagen production starts declining after 25 and prevention is cheaper than reversal. But if you are under 25 with no specific texture, if you don't have any acne concerns, if you have generally good skin, you do not need to start using it yet. Sunscreen is actually doing 80% of the work at this age before 25. If you are pregnant, if you are trying to have a kid, if you have things like rosacea, eczema, if you have very, very sensitive skin, either skip it completely or consult a dermatologist before applying even an ounce of this on your skin. And if you're over 25 and you want to start using, or if you have adult acne like I used to have, again, you have to consult a dermat before starting a retinoid. They will tell you the best protocol on how to start because with retinoids, you have to be very, very careful. When I started applying, it was just once a week. Then it increased to twice a week. Now I'm doing 3 times a week. There are people who have done this whole cycle and who apply retinoids every single day, but right now I am at 3 times a week and that is it, not more than that, a pea-sized amount. Retinol is the only skincare ingredient where if your dermat and the internet agree on something, the internet is not being paid to lie to you. Coming to tip number 4, and this is also a game changer. Stop sugar and stop eating. out. This, I think, is the hardest, most difficult tip to follow in this video. It is also the one that changed my face more than anything else that I've tried. I stopped eating sugar and I stopped eating out about 40 days ago. My face and my body has changed more in these 6 weeks than 6 months of any skincare routine that I have ever done. Now I'm planning to do this for the entirety of 90 days, so 3 months straight. And after that, I'll see if I even want to reintroduce this stuff back into my diet. This photo was taken just before I had started the no sugar and no eating out challenge, and this is now. I am very, very excited to see what it looks like at the end of 90 days. And here's the science behind it. When you eat a lot of sugar, it can stick to your skin's collagen in a process called glycation. And this creates compounds called AGEs, which make collagen stiffer and less elastic over time. It just causes browning over time. Studies basically link higher AGEs to duller, more yellow-brown skin and deeper wrinkles. Dermatologists sometimes call this the sugar sag. So if somebody eats a lot of sugar-rich food, you will find them having sagging skin, and that's what's called sugar sag. And as for the eating out part, restaurant food is loaded with so much fat, sodium, hidden sugars, and dietary AGEs from high heat cooking. So when you grill food, when you fry food, when you roast it, all of them produce dramatically more AGEs in your food than steaming or boiling. A 2019 PubMed review showed this. It is not one meal that does the damage, it is the cumulative inflammatory load every single week. Now, this is not a diet video, right? It's not about reducing weight. This is about reducing your body's inflammatory load for a defined period, 30 to 40 days, to see what you actually look like underneath all of that puffiness, all of that dullness, all of the breakouts that the average urban lifestyle is creating. So I would highly recommend that you do this for yourself. Go on a 30-day no sugar, no outside food challenge. And after that, if you do reintroduce these things back into your diet, don't do it all at once. Add one thing back at a time, right? This way you find out what your body reacts to. For some people, it's dairy. For some people, it's gluten. For most of us, it is sugar. Coming to tip number 5, which is your face shape. Your hair and your face are the first two things anybody notices about you. And in that order, hair first, face second. Which is why that hair color that looked unreal on a celebrity may make you look washed out. Why the bangs that Anne Hathaway can rock so easily make you look disheveled. And why the same haircut that your friend looks incredible in makes you look like you lost a fight with a salon. Because the people that you're trying to emulate, trying to take inspiration from, have a different face shape than yours. A haircut that frames their bone structure beautifully can do the exact opposite for you. It can widen what should not be widened, it can lengthen what is already long, it can hide your best feature, and that is not what you want to do. You have to understand that hairstyles, makeup styles, the kind of clothes you wear are not just based on aesthetic preferences, they are based on geometry. And the same is true for everything, for jewelry, for glasses, necklines. Once you know your face shape, once you understand the geometry of it, every styling decision gets 10 times easier and 10 times more flattering. And nowadays it is so easy to figure out what your face shape is. Just take a selfie with a camera at eye level, no smile, and upload it to ChatGPT. Ask it what your face shape is. And once you know your shape, you just go ahead and ask it what hairstyle looks best on you, what hair color, what makeup style, what neckline, what glass shape, etc. Right? So I literally did this, obviously. ChatGPT told me that my face shape is oval leaning heart and that long layers with face framing layers or curtain bags would look the best on me. That is anyways my hairstyle, which is why I think a lot of you like it on my face. And one more thing you can do is cross-reference what ChatGPT suggests with celebrities who have a face shape similar to yours. This also gives you more inspo on how to style your hair, what makeup techniques to experiment with, etc. Understanding your face shape and styling your hair and your makeup accordingly is a game changer, trust me. Coming to tip number 6, actually style your hair. You can do retinoids for 2 years, you can eat carrots like a rabbit, you can get every facial in town, but if your hair is lifeless, it is tied back in a bun, you have capped how hot you can look. Hair is the single highest leverage thing in this entire video. So it's time to stop treating your hair like an afterthought and spend some time styling it after every wash day. That is the easiest way that I have found to have good hair for the next couple of days till you wash them next. And there are essentially 3 things you need to do for good hair on a regular basis, and it does not involve oiling. The first is using a mousse on your hair after washing. I think this is the single most important step that I have started doing to reduce the frizz in my hair. I have tried everything before this. The right shampoos, the right conditioner, oiling my hair and looking like a baby seal every single Sunday. But the moment I started using a good mousse and drying my hair with the mousse in it, it not only gives me volume on the crown, but it makes my hair so frizz-free and smooth for the next 3 days. So I usually wash my hair every 3 to 4 days. And in between that, it looks absolutely amazing. The mousse that I use is this one from Moroccan Oil. It just makes my hair feel like velvet. It is not crunchy. It does not feel like you've put a lot of product into your hair. It just works. The second thing you want to do is learn how to use at least one hairstyling tool and style your hair with it. Not without heat protection, of course. For most people, I think this blow dry brush is a good idea, a good beginner tool to start with. I specifically learned on this before investing in a Dyson. If you have the budget for a Dyson, I think it's a lot easier to style your hair with a Dyson. But if you don't, start with this hairbrush. There are multiple brands that make it. The Alan Truman one is great. Agaro also makes a good one. So you can just pick and choose, see which one works the best for your hair, and start with a good blow drying hairbrush. It just teaches you like the pattern of curling. It teaches you how to hold your hair. You will also watch a lot of tutorials in this period. So it just sets your hand in that direction. And then there's this heating hairbrush as well, which is only to be used on dry hair. It does not have air coming out of it. It's like a curling iron, but with bristles on the side. The brand that I particularly use for this, I'll link it somewhere here. And this is so great for styling dry hair. So once your hair is completely dry, you spray on heat protection and then you style it with this. It kind of gives you that blow dried look without the effort of drying your hair with the hair blowing brush as well. So those are two things that I set my hand on before I went and invested in a Dyson. Worth trying out. And finally, the third thing you want to do is have some sort of setting spray, which basically ensures that your hairstyle stays put for the next couple of days. Now, I've obviously oversimplified the process here. It does not take 5 minutes to style your hair when you're starting out. I have been trying to learn this for the last 3-4 months now, actively learning for the last 3-4 months. It still takes me about 20-25 minutes to get my hair completely styled. And even now, I'm still not perfect with like that blow dried look, but I know I will get there. Like anything in life, getting good hair takes practice, you guys. You can do it in 5 minutes because I know people who do it in 5 minutes once you've mastered the art. But till then, there are going to be some trials and errors, and you kind of have to be prepared for that. And the way that I circumnavigate this is by washing my hair at night, because then I have time. And then I spend an extra 30 minutes on the wash days basically styling my hair, and then they remain like that for the majority of the week. Also, I am going to be doing a full hair care deep dive in the upcoming videos. Products, routines, scalp care, everything, okay? So go ahead, subscribe, turn on your notifications if you want that one. And then we move on to tip number 7, which is color analysis. I think I've spoken about this in a video before if I'm not wrong, but it is so important and such a game changer for how you look in videos. Once you've figured out what shapes flatter your face and how to make your skin glow, the next layer is what colors flatter your skin. Same principle, just different lever. Your skin has an undertone. Colors that match your undertone reflect light back into your face and make you glow. Colors that clash pull the wrong pigment forward and make you look shallow, ashy, dull, okay? Sometimes it becomes very apparent. So now Vedant usually wears like black in his videos. So this is his frame. This is what his face looks like when he wears black. But now look at this. This is him wearing a white shirt for his videos and his face is visibly glowing. So the white basically pulls out the brighter undertones in his face and makes him glow. He's been loving this white shirt recently. I've been telling him to style it for like 4 years. But anyways, my mom is actually the one who taught me color analysis or the importance of color way before color analysis was a trend. She has always paid serious attention to what colors look good on her skin, on our skin, right? So even though she has very few pieces in her wardrobe, she is not a hoarder and she likes a minimal wardrobe. Every single one of those pieces look incredible on her. And a lot of them are whites and pinks and soft pastels. She told me one thing growing up, and it is the only rule you really need. If a color suddenly makes your complexion look dull, it is not the color for you. If it makes you look bright, that is your color. That is literally it. Your skin tells you, you just have to learn to look. Now, how do you learn to look? There are 2 ways to do it. The old school way is basically record yourself on the front camera of your phone in natural day, right? And try on different colored t-shirts or dupattas one by one. Hold each color up to your face, look at the recording and pay attention to one thing. Does your complexion look brighter, more lit, more alive in this color, or does it look dull, tired, washed out? Is it accentuating like the flaws in your face, your dark circles, your marks? If it is accentuating those marks, it is not the color for you. The colors that make you glow go in the yes pile, the ones that drag you down go in the no pile. And the easier way to do this is to upload a selfie to ChatGPT, ask it to do a color analysis, identify your undertone and recommend which colors will flatter you the most. For clothing, for lipstick, for eyeshadow, for jewelry, people spend like 50,000 rupees to go to like a Korean salon and do this. You can do a Jugadu version of that for free in under a minute, right? Still better than not knowing what colors look good on you. Ideally, I would recommend do this and the recording method together, because the AI will give you the framework, but your own eyes will confirm it when you're recording that video for yourself. And once you have your color list, do a wardrobe audit. Whatever colors don't suit you, go in a no pile. You can donate them, you can give them away to somebody else, and whatever, go in the yes pile. Those are colors that will always make you look so amazing. And color analysis applies to every single thing that you put on your face, your foundation, your lipstick, blush. Once you know your colors, every product you've ever struggled with will start making sense. And that is just such an easy way to live and look good on a day-to-day basis. And now coming to the last one. And this, my dear girls, is the one. You can drain your lymph nodes, you can eat your carrots, you can put retinol on your face left, right, and center. You can get the haircut, wear all the colors you want, and still walk into rooms apologizing for your face. None of it matters if you don't actually believe that you are hot, that you look the best regardless of what life throws at you. That is the cheat code that nobody wants to tell you. The girls who wake up hot every single day decided that they were hot first. The physical things came later. They walked, they dressed, they posed, they posted like the hottest girl in the room, and the room agreed. So go ahead, be delusional, be aggressively delusional about how beautiful you are. Believe that you're stunning before the mirror confirms it, before the compliments come in, before your face card is fully built. Because the second that you act like the girl who knows she's that girl, the entire world starts treating you like one. So that is the stack. Let's do a quick recap. Drain your lymph nodes, eat your colors, use retinoids, audit what you're putting in your body, know your face shape, style your hair, wear your colors, and walk in like you own the place. Regardless of the genetics that you were born with, these habits compound, and the final 1%, the delusion, the audacity, is what turns the system into a woman who looks like she was just born this way. If this video helped you out, go ahead, hit subscribe. I try to keep this one short because a lot of people are like, oh my god, we don't want 40-minute videos. So here's a little breather for you guys. The hair care deep dive is dropping in the next 2 weeks. I promise I will try and keep that short as well, which is why you don't want to miss it. Go ahead, comment which tip out of these you're trying first, because I'm reading every single one of your comments, and check out these videos next because YouTube says you're gonna love it. And I'm gonna see you guys very, very soon in the next one. Bye.